नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्सा नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्सा
2564 years ago, as we see that today we are in need of such deliverance of the Dhamma more than ever before. Therefore, I would like to take this opportunity first of all to convey my blessing and wish to the people, those who are in suffering, may they free from the suffering and be happy with the blessing of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Today we are celebrating the most auspicious and significant event for the Buddhists, not only to the Buddhists but entire world, those who are celebrating the birth and the great enlightenment and the passing away of Gautama Buddha. So we are celebrating this by giving honor to the teachings of the Buddha, as we know that there are two ways we can observe, we can worship, we can make offering in the sake of Buddha, what we called as Amisa Puja, Patipatti Puja. So we take with considerations Amisa Puja, what we can offer, providing with some material things, but the Pratipatti Puja or Patipatti Puja, which is most important, to convey, to observe his teaching and give priority to the practice what Buddha has taught. So today we take this opportunity to concern again and again the importance or the significance of his teaching. As we know that all entire world is passing such critical time due to COVID-19 virus. So the Buddha has emphasized in several occasions his teaching the importance of simple lifestyle. So today we can see, we can observe that these teachings seems very important to apply to anyone's life. Why I am saying that? Now you can see that due to this virus, everywhere what we can hear, people are asking to keep the social distancing and use the things as enough to maintain their life, or something to be very simple. So what the Buddha said in several occasions, we can see that Santusakocha Subharocha Appakichocha Sallahuka Vutti. So here we can see that the simple lifestyle appreciated by the Buddha, Sallahuka Vutti, having such simple lifestyle. So we have seen that the problem we are facing nowadays, we try to fulfill our expectations with the limited resources what we are having. Due to this, we are finding more difficulties. So what Buddha mentioned in Aryapariyesana Sutta, this type of searching within the limited resources, we are trying to find out boundless, unlimited expectations. So Buddha said in Aryapariyesana Sutta this type of searching or seeking as ignoble research, ignoble searching. While facing with the difficulties, we are trying to find out something bringing more difficulties. So here we can see again, in many occasions, Buddha has pointed out the maintaining the life with balance. Here we see in the Vyagapadya Sutta, according to the Vyagapadya Sutta, the Buddha has mentioned that how one could maintain the prosperous or the property one what he experienced or what the person is having. So here we see that the Buddha pointed out ekena bhoge bunjeye dvihi kammang payojaye chatuttancha nidhapeya apadasu bhavishyati. Take whatever properties you are having as portions. Use 2 portions to maintain your daily life, and also use another portion to maintain your work and other related matters. And use 1 portion, keep it as hidden treasure. Whenever you are facing with the difficulties, you can get the benefit of that hidden treasury what you have kept. So here once again we can see how Buddha advised to the people to maintain life with the properties or the prosperous that they have and that they experience. So such significant teachings of the Buddha, as we know that today we are celebrating Vesak full moon day. So he has observed 2 types of practices. As we know that Kamasukallika Anuyoga, Attakila Yoga, what we call as self-indulgent and self-mortifications. So another occasion we can see the same teachings as Attitavada, Nattitavada, or Sassatavada, Uchchedavada, as so on. So here we see that the Buddha has experienced these 2 extremes, Kamasukallika Yoga, Attakila Yoga. When we refer to the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, it is very clear that Buddha has used several terms to point out the disadvantages of the sensual pleasure, Kamasukallika Yoga. If you read very carefully, you can see that Hino Gammo Potujjaniko Anaryo Anatta Sanghito. Here Buddha used several terms to explain about the disadvantages of the sensual pleasure. Hina, it is such low practice. Gammo, the practice of the village, that means is still the practice related to the low behaviors. Anaryo, it is not supporting to attain any noble attainment. Anatta Sanghito, bringing out many disadvantages. Dukkho, it is also the deal with the suffering. So here we can see that several terms Buddha used more than explaining about the self-mortification. For the self-mortifications or Attakila Yoga, Buddha used just Dukkho, Anaryo, Anatta Sanghito. It is just the suffering and having the disadvantages. It is not noble. So these 3 terms Buddha used in order to explain about Attakila Yoga. So we can see that finding the sensual pleasure, we find the more difficulties. So that was Buddha emphasized within his first sermons Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. So again, we can observe with this teaching that the simple lifestyle, what we experience, what Buddha has pointed out to deal with our day-to-day life or the day-to-day the issues. So now we see the today more than ever before in the history where we can listen any media, any social media, we can see that the people are advising to be practiced with such simple lifestyle. So I believe that what Buddha mentioned that the practice to be used to maintain the daily life with the teachings of the Buddha. However, as human beings, sometimes even though we are expecting to spend such simple life or simple lifestyle, but still we have to deal with many issues within the society. So in this regard, once again that we can consume the teachings of the Buddha, giving advice in several occasions, use the material things, even the simple things that beneficial for oneself in meaningful manner. When we concern about the Vinaya Pitaka, there are several teachings that the Buddha has given the advice to his disciples how one could behave. So it is saying, Sapatta Bharo Sakuno Viya, just as a bird who's carrying on his the weight of the wings. So this means that once we find with the more facilities or the more functions or the unlimited desirable things, we still find the problems or the issues. Therefore, the Buddha has pointed out, advise always his disciple to be deal with such simple lifestyle. So in this regard, where we celebrate the great birth and enlightenment and the passings away of the Buddha, we have to pay much attention, as I mentioned earlier, to concern with spiritual practices, what Buddha has advised, that is Patipatti Puja. I am sure that even though we are facing with such difficulties due to this COVID-19, but throughout the world, the Buddhists, they are celebrating, even though they are individual, spending the personal life within the house, but I am sure that they still celebrate. These celebrations is not to bring out any other benefit than the spiritual attainment. So today we get this opportunity to cultivate our loving kindness. I'm sure that, as mentioned by the Buddha, there are practices, what we call the four sublimes of the Brahma or the Brahma Vihara: Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. These four practices we can apply to any society without any social differences, without any religious differences, without any racial differences. Metta, the loving kindness, today we need the most. We have seen that the people suffer throughout the world. Sometimes we can't provide such material assistance or the support, but we still practice our loving kindness to make, to comfort the life of the people, those who are in suffering. So we need the most. to deliver, to express our loving kindness to the whole world. And the compassion, karuna, this is, as Buddha mentions, when we observe, when we experience others' sufferings, take as it is yours and be sympathy on the suffered people. Paradukke sati, hadaya kampanang karoti iti karuna, as mentioned by in the several occasions within the commentaries. When others are in suffering, we always be or feel with the sympathy and try to do what necessary to make others' life happy. And also the mudita, joyfulness. Here we can see, as I mentioned earlier, rejoicing what we are having, what we experience, without the finding the boundless or the limitless pleasurable things, with destroying others' life or with making others' life terrible. So we should keep such vile practice away and be rejoiceful what with the balancing the things you are having now. And upeka, the last one, equanimity. This is very important, as we see that, as I mentioned earlier, without the religious or the racial or the country or the any gap, we can practice, we can apply equanimity. We are the human beings. So when other human beings experience of any suffering, so we could apply with concerning oneself or comparing oneself with others. This is very important. As Dhammapada we can say that sabbe tasanti dandasa sabbe bhayanti machuno attanang upamang katva na haneya na ghataye. So we have seen that this critical situation we are passing because of some human activities. What humans have done to the environment, to the other beings, as a feedback, we are experiencing such difficulties. So Buddha's teachings are significant to concern or to pay much attention in this type of critical situations. Why I mentioned that in Dhammapada, as I pointed out, one should concern, all are afraid of punishment, all are afraid of the death. Comparing oneself with other, do not do any harmful activities and do not destroy the life. So when we concern about this type of teaching, no matter about human beings, in Udana Pali we can find out the Buddha, how he's concerned about the things in the world. He didn't stop by saying the life of human beings as important, but he has concerned that all the surroundings, environment, what we are living, what we are dealing with, we should concern as the most important and significance for our lives. Here in Udana Pali, we can see that the giving the advices, Yassa rukkasa chayaya nisideya sayayeva natasasakam banjaya mittadubbohi papako. If you get the benefit, any benefit from a tree, Buddha is advising Yassa rukkasa chayaya nisideya sayayeva. If you are getting benefit from the shadow of the tree after getting that benefit, please do not even break up a branch of the tree. If you break up, or if you cut a branch of the tree, Buddha said that he is an evil doer. He is against the friendship after getting benefit if you destroy anything. So here we can see that how Buddha is concerning about the environment. So no matter to talk about human beings, if you get any benefit, if you get any assistance from any beings, you have to concern to pay back, to pay attention to protect it. So today we are advising everywhere we can hear this type of advices, no matter the religion, but all are giving to protect environment, protect the things around you. No matter whether it is having life or without a life, but concern about it is such benefit what we can experience. Here again the Buddha said the things or the trees, environment concerned as living beings. So we have to pay much attention such teaching where we are passing these critical situations. What damage has been done by the human beings to the environment, to the others, and we are facing difficulties due to those activities have done by human beings. So here, as I mentioned earlier, the teachings of the Buddha can be applied without any barrier or any limit, any gap, as religious, country, nations, such on. So in this occasion where we celebrate the significant events of the Buddha, we are paying much attention to concern once again the life advised by the Buddha, the teachings advised by the Buddha. So again, when we concern with the importance of the Buddha's teaching, what could be practiced in nowadays life to live the life without suffering, as I mentioned, the simplifying or the simple the life, filling life with the resources what we are having. So this simple lifestyle can create or can bring the human beings to be enjoy, to be rejoice with the things that they are having. So in these occasions, we pay much attention to convey our loving kindness, no matter the human beings, but to the all beings in the world, no matter the beings, living things, but even non-living things. In this practice, we can feel, we can experience how important others' life, how important other things to make our life comfort or the comfortable. Therefore, where we passing these critical situations, as I mentioned, the Buddhist throughout the world, of course, even though they don't get such opportunity to celebrate Vesak together, but wherever they are staying, they are observing the precepts, 5 precepts, 8 precepts, or the 10 precepts, and giving priority to practice as far as they can to dana, sila, bhavana, 3 meritorious the practices, offerings or the giving away, dana, sila, the virtuous, uh, bhavana, the cultivations of the meditations. So these 3 type of practices, I'm sure that you are giving the priority to practice. Especially in Sri Lanka, I just would like to point out some ideas how the Sri Lankan Buddhists they celebrate the Vesak celebrations, the fast years. As we see from the history, the historical records, King Duttagamini or Duttugamunu, who ruled Sri Lanka 161 to 137 BC, he has celebrated Vesak celebrations with arranging such the practices dana, sila, bhavana. From that point, this is the evidence that the Sri Lankan Buddhists are celebrating Vesak such long period of the time. This is the most significant importance day for the Sri Lankan Buddhists. And in this day, if you are familiar with the Sri Lankan Buddhist culture, if you used to go during the Vesak period, you can observe that the thousands Buddhists, how they practice the charity or the giving away, dana, and observing the precept, the sila, virtuous, and the practicing meditation, bhavana, cultivation of the minds. So these practice we can find within every temple, everywhere in the country. So this from history until today, we are celebrating, taking opportunities to express what the Buddha taught us to be practiced, to be deal with the society or the generosity. So this celebration we can see that lighting candles, also many other activities throughout the country we can observe. Unfortunately, last year and this year we lost that opportunity. However, we still believe that wherever they are, they still celebrating as far as they can. Here in Thailand, even though the government or the society requested to keep away such gatherings or the practices, to live alone, but still we can see that people are observing and practicing those meritorious practices. And in the morning, we can observe that the people are offering the foods, alms to the monks more than the other days. This is how the people they observe, they practice the Vesak full moon day. And we can see throughout many other social medias, they are organizing such activities to discuss the Dhamma and listen the Dhamma and practice the Dhamma. So this is very important. As this the global Buddhist congregations also, they are doing various activities to promote propagate the Buddha's teaching, especially in India, where the birthplace of the Buddhism. This is really impression to see that the Buddhist, even though with such critical situation, they are still keeping the practice, still keeping or still paying attention to propagate, to bring back the Buddhism to the land where the Buddhism was born. So I really appreciated the activities they have organized since this morning through the social media and through the other online to propagate, to advise people to spend a day, the significance day in the meaningful way. I think, however, this COVID-19 brought us difficulties, brought us the problems, but we got one opportunity to pay much attention, to concern about the real nature of the life, real nature of the things. So we are alone. This is what Buddha really emphasized. If you read Apadana Pali, we can find several occasions. Many Arahantas are saying that live alone just like a horn of the rhinos. Eko chare kagga visana kappo. Why Buddha has emphasized such teachings or the advice to the disciples to find the life to live alone, as far as we deal with the society, we deal with the other things, of course we are finding the troubles. Here we can see that in the Sakkapanya Sutta, the people are willing to live with the happiness, but still there is no happiness. So what is the reason? Here we can see that the Buddha was emphasizing again Issa Machera, or the jealousy awareness. Those practices keep people away, living with the happiness. Even though they want to be happy, but still there is no happiness. It is due to the mental obsessions, the defilement within the mind. So what we attach, clinging into the material things, therein we find this conflict. Even in the Kalaha Vivada Sutta, very clearly pointed out, Piya Pahuta Kalaha Vivada, all the conflicts, arguments, it is due to the pleasurable things, pleasurable concept, what we build up. So here, once again we can observe, why did Buddha emphasize the living such simple life? Why he has given advice to his disciples to live alone? It is due to the what they find the difficulties when we deal with many people, when we deal with many things. So here again, how we can overcome. At the beginning, I would like to make the pointed out one stanza. After the great enlightenment, Buddha has mentioned, Buddhohang bodhisami tinnohang taraing pare muttohang mochaisami sansaroga mahabhaya. Here Buddha has very clearly pointed out what was his expectations. Buddhohang bodhisami, being understood, being comprehended, I make others to understand. Tinnohang taraing pare, being crossed the process of samsara, I make other people to cross the process of samsara, the process of the flood of samsara. Muttohang mochaisami, being liberated, I make other people to be liberated. Sansaroga mahabhaya, very fearful, the extreme of samsara. So here we can see very clearly whatever advice is given by the Buddha, it is not to bring us, to make us any trouble or anything, but to bring the happiness, to make the life beneficial. So here, once again, we can find the importance of the Buddha's teaching. What was really emphasized by the Buddha, living or dealing with such a meaningful life. We are the human beings. We born as human beings. After passing, maybe many critical things or the difficulties. Therefore, the Buddha several occasions mentioned that the human life we get with passing through many critical situations. Therefore, it is very rare. Dullabho purisa janyo, dullabancha manussattam. So in this type of teachings, we can see that how the human life is important. So we are paying attention in this Vesak full moon day to take the opportunity to understand how important human life and paying attention to live our life in the meaningful manner. Not just bring the happiness to oneself, not just concerned with oneself, but with the others, with the societies. Finding peace within oneself and also let other people to be peaceful and calm. So the protecting oneself, protect others, as mentioned by the Buddha, attanang rakkanto parang rakkati. When oneself protects oneself, automatically he protects others. Here we can see very clear. When one person or when one abstain from killing beings, that means others' life is safe. When one abstain from stealing, the others' belongings are safe. So here we can see why Buddha has advised to protect oneself. When you protect oneself, automatically the others' life, things are safe. We can pay much attention. As I pointed out, this Vesak celebration, we have no much opportunity to deal with other social activities, but take this opportunity to improve our spiritual life, concerned with these situations, and take to cultivate, develop our mind in the meaningful manner. Of course, people are suffer due to many difficulties. I have seen that since this started, the people are helping each other to make where there is no people, the people with no food. I have seen that 1,000 people are trying to help them. This is the human beings. This is the human qualities or the virtues. So here, especially where we celebrate this Vesak full moon day, if you can make even with the word others' life happy, just do it. If with the situation, if we don't get opportunity to provide with any other material things, so taking this opportunity, cultivate the practices advised by the Buddha, metta, karuna, mudita, upekha. So within oneself and within others. So taking such this opportunity to develop oneself with the teachings of the Buddha, and at the same time the providing such assistance to others in order to develop their spiritual life, no matter wherever you are. We have seen that more than ever before, the people are getting benefit from the chantings. We have seen that the people are observing throughout the world, no matter their religion, but is still praying, do the chanting in order to make others' life comfortable, to make others the free from these the serious illnesses. We are praying, we are chanting for the benefit of the whole world. This is what exactly Buddha expected. You have seen that with giving his first advice to the disciples, the Buddha said that charata bhikkhve charikang bahujana hitaya bahujana sukhaya. Wander for the go forth for the benefit of, for the well-beings of many people. This is what the advice given by the Buddha. So here again we can see, we can the practice, no matter where you are, when we say that mettancha sabbalokasmin, the loving kindness into the world, beings in the world, no matter. Here we see that the Karaniya Metta Sutta, many occasions, how one could be practice the loving kindness. So today we have seen the importance of such loving kindness taught by the Buddha. We are suffering with others suffering. So try to convey our blessings, no matter where they are. Let those people be free from the suffering. This would be the message of the Buddha, what we can practice, what we can observe in this Vesak full moon day. I hope that the international, the global Buddhist congregation hopefully organize these activities since in the morning and also tomorrow. This is the people can observe while they are in house, while they are staying in their own places, but it still can concern. I'm sure that since morning you are listening to Dhamma talk, you are observing the virtues of the Sila and many type of activities. So we can be at least happy even with this situation, but we find the opportunity to practice the teachings of the Buddha. As I mentioned earlier, the teachings of the Buddha not only to the Buddhists, but to the whole community, entire world. The teachings can be applied to the whole world. without any country or the religious or the racial gap. So that is the importance of the Buddha's teaching. We are celebrating, we are giving away our compassion without a limit. Once again, I would like to mention that one particular sutta, Uposatha Sutta, here the Buddha has pointed out there are several types of people, those who are practicing the loving kindness. But Buddha was emphasizing that there are three types of uposatas. Here the uposata as should be taken as the practice of loving kindness. There are three types of the people, those who practice the loving kindness: Gopalaka uposata, Niganta uposata, Arya uposata. So the Gopalaka uposata, the person who practice loving kindness, only limited into some particular area. That means that my loving kindness, or the people, those some people they practice my loving kindness only to my family. So that might be the Gopalaka uposata. Just like a cowherd, he is taking his cow to feed them into the particular area. He knows that today I have taken my cows to feed here, and tomorrow I will take to another place. Just like that, my loving kindness to this particular area, and only that's the particular subject. So that is called Gopalaka uposata. And the second one is Niganta uposata. As you know that the Nigantas, what they practiced, the loving kindness only the beings around or surrounding them. When they the practice loving kindness, what they can around, what the environment surrounding them, not to the whole world. So Buddha said this is a type of Niganta uposata. The last one Buddha has emphasized as Arya uposata. Arya uposata means the noble practice of the loving kindness. Why it is called noble practice of the loving kindness? There is no any gap. Any people can apply, can practice, no matter. It is saying in the Karaniya Metta Sutta, we have seen that Uddang adocha tiriyancha asambadang averang asapattang. So this is what, no matter that Uddang ado, when we say that Uddang means the up and ado means the down. So when we say that Tiriyang means the between. So when we say that Uddang Tiriyang ado means entire world. So that is the noble practice of the loving kindness, noble practice of the compassion. So this is what Buddha emphasized as Arya uposata. So we have given such priority more than ever before. I am sure that. Why we have seen, observed that throughout the world, no matter the country, whether rich or poor, but all are suffering due to this unexpected difficulty or the virus or the illness. So sometimes we have seen those who are millionaires, but they have nothing to do with the money. So we take this type of notice, report or the news to improve ourselves, what we really need, what we really make us comfortable. So we take such opportunity to convey our blessing, compassion to the whole world. So we spend our Vesak day in such meaningful manner, wherever you are living at, but still you can observe, you can practice. So finally, I would like to take this opportunity to thanks for the organizers for organizing such wonderful celebration of Vesak. Why I mean the wonderful, the people are observing, listening these Dhamma talks and advices of the practices more than ever before because they got opportunity. So passing this message of the Buddha, may all beings be happy, free from the suffering, and finally they may find peace, calmness within oneself and within others. Sabbityo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavattvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te devo vasatu kalena sassa sampatti hetucha pito bhavatu lokocha raja bhavatu dhammiko. May you have the blessing of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Thank you very much. Of course, the practicing of the or chanting of the paritta, as you know that each word, each letter of all the chanting are having very significant meaning. Especially we see that in this occasion the people are doing the chanting, especially the Ratana Sutta. Ratana Sutta, the sutta that delivered by Venerable Ananda to the people, those who suffer in Visala, to escape from the three type of fears. So here especially the containings, the virtues of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So once you recited the virtues or recollect, this is somehow a type of practicing meditations. That is Buddhanusati, Dhammanusati, Sanghanusati. It is recollecting the virtues of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So here we can see that the old stanzas of Ratana Sutta, they refer to the beneficial, the blessings containing such the wonderful blessings, and also the Jayamangala Gatha. We can observe the Jayamangala Gatha, the qualities of the Buddha. So when we recite Jayamangala Gatha, the same time that is the recollecting of the qualities of the Buddha, Buddhanusati Bhavana. So this to develop our spirituality or the mentality. When we suffer, when we feel with the difficulties, unexpected difficulties, of course, we are reciting. You know, somehow even the environment or the trees, they can express their feeling. We have a lot of evidences from the throughout the scientific findings that somehow the trees can express the feeling. So no matter about the human beings. So the words can such recitations can brings, of course, the development of the spirituality, especially with such critical situations, as the question asked by what the importance of the Ratana Sutta. As I mentioned that Ratana Sutta contains the qualities of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So when you recite the Ratana Sutta, means that you are worshipping, you are recollecting the qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. So those qualities, we see the spiritualities, virtuous. So when we pay the attention, you see many chantings. Of course, they contains such significance and a wonderful meaning. Even the single word or the single letter, we can't skip as no meaning, but every words, letters are having such miraculous or the wonderful meaning. So when you recite, especially the Ratana Sutta and the Jayamangala Gatha, you know that even the Buddha faced with the difficulties, but still he was able to overcome all the difficulties. If you see the Jayamangala Gatha, sometimes the enemies, they try to destroy the life of the Buddha, but still he could survive. It is due to the qualities of the Buddha. So we are reciting these qualities of the Buddha in order to develop or improve our mentality, the spiritual life. So I'm sure that those are having such benefit. One more questions, guide on Samyak Sankappa and day to day. So as we know that the mentioned by the Buddha, there are three type of thoughts. One could be developed: Nekkhamma Sankappa, Avyad Sankappa, Abhinsa Sankappa. So again, we see that these three thoughts or the mentalities are related to the oneself and also to the others. The concept of renunciations here, especially the focusing on the abandoning the lay life and being a monk or the practice of the monkhood. But while you are living in the house, spending the lay life, but still you can be such virtuous the people, honoring others and respecting others. And other two thoughts, avyas, abhinsa sankap and avyapada sankap. This is very relevant to the modern society. You see that the people, everywhere we can find wars and conflict arguments because we don't respect each other. So Buddha was saying like avyapada sankap. Here we can see that non-hatred and ahinsa, non-violence. So these are the practice. As you know that Mahatma Gandhi, the great leader, so he always emphasized with this the such concept. And also ahinsa, avyapad, ahinsa. So these two practices are very relevant to the nowadays, and to live with the harmonious society, the peaceful society. So thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much, Samsuk.